I don't know, I guess you could try to calculate how many things, how many tasks and functions as a manager you actually do. And you might be surprised, it could be in the hundreds of separate little things that you do. Okay. And some of those things are just routine daily things. Other things are what you would call are more project type things. Let's say you've got a project you're trying to increase morale so that because the productivity is lagging a little bit. Let's say that's your project. Okay, you can have 3 or 4 of these things going on at once. Things that you're working on as a manager. So the task would be you're doing all these little hundreds of things, but you're working on half a dozen things, 3 or 4 different things that are your projects as a manager. And how do you keep track of that? Well, you need to either have a logbook. I'm not saying you have to go out and get project management software. Project management software tracks the task and the resources and the time frame and so forth. I don't necessarily think you need to have something that elaborate. The CEO may need to have that because if he's doing a dozen or so projects at once, you need to be able to click on a project and see where you are in that. But what we don't want to do is one thing at a time and forget everything else because in management, you're often going to be doing different things in the same day. So the suggestion there is if you have a specific project that you're working on, put it down. Put it on a spreadsheet, put it on a piece of paper, put it on something, okay, that you can keep track of it. Even if you're just starting it and you're developing it, put it down. Because that way when you come in, you'll be able to look at it and say, okay, these are the things I'm working on today, apart from what I'm actually doing on my day-to-day management and supervision. That way, something important, that's very important, doesn't get lost in the shuffle. Or just because you get busy, you're not doing something important, and 3 months later you realize, gosh, I didn't get to that, did I? And here I am facing the consequences of that. Marketing's that way a lot of times. Marketing often doesn't work immediately. It sort of somehow it's a delayed reaction sometime, or delayed result. But if you don't do it, then you don't get the result. So, okay, the bottom line there. Take the projects that what you're working on, list those out, put them on a spreadsheet, have some sort of time frame, and then some kind of time allotment on your part. Sometimes it's hard as a manager to juggle your schedule, but if you have those in front of you, then you won't lose them. They won't go away. And you should be able to tell just by looking at your list there where you are on each project. What's the next thing you're supposed to do?